He says sinister forces are behind the exodus.
The CIA headquarters at orchestrating the migration of young in this country, which is considered to be one way of weakening our capability to defend this nation.
From the beginning, Issayas
We carry a certain amount of people, usually at 4 or 5 times the capacity.
After 2 days of searching, 23 bodies were recovered, but more than 300. A boat packed 50 Africans were brought ashore safely, but it's feared recovered. But more than 300 people are thought to be missing, feared drowning.
We are living in one. We sleep in 2 persons in one bed. To clean this apartment. Every day I am afraid from the police. They searching us. I don't have work permit visa. My movement is limited in Israel. They catch me and put me, and my problem is increasing.
In the morning I go to the garden. There is so much people in the place. So work, I return back to my house and sleep.
And one day we can get work, cleaning something, and then tomorrow it's not continued. Different country. I need to collect me with my family to build a new family and a beautiful family. It's very tragic for us. We don't have job. We don't have work permit visa to work. Without
מה שמת לו מסכה?
זה לא רוצה מסכה.
בשביל מה?
הוא לא רוצה לצלם אותו.
הוא צודק, אני לא רוצה שתצלם אותם. בבקשה תצא החוצה.
والله جيش ناصية والله يسمع كمبيوتر 16 والله رجال ما 16 وحدة
هيا كمان تقوي الله خلاص خلاص العب يا العب يا ذكرنا على اطلع انا بدي اقول الله يسلمك شوف
It took a bloody 30-year struggle now return to help rebuild the country.
The crime of society has been pushed out. I mean, our reconstruction programs in this country need those educated people. Without the resources, it would be difficult to imagine a successful implementation of any program. We need that resource badly.
Aside, build a strong economy with jobs for all. But these rewards never came. Human rights groups say Eritreans are being imprisoned, tortured and killed in increasing numbers.
The government is now turning the entire country into a prison. It's illegal for Eritreans to leave the country without government permission. Nonetheless, people are fleeing the country in droves.
This small and desperately poor nation's economy has been ruined, are choosing to leave. This is Alula, a refugee who fled Eritrea in 2004.
When I was just 6 years old, in 1976, I decided to join the Eritrean People's Liberation Front. My father was a member of the group, and I knew at that age how important it was to Eritreans to liberate our land from Ethiopians.
And like
to give their service to the government for free. But I said to myself, I'm not a slave. My life belongs to me. I decide what I want to do with my life and future. And kicked me everywhere. They kicked me so hard that I broke my left leg and shoulder. I stayed in hospital for 6 months after that. A group of ex-fighters who had been handicapped during the struggle were demonstrating that they weren't being treated properly or taken care of. I saw the military open fire, killing many of them. I remember thinking to myself that this wasn't right, that they were heroes of the nation. Independence was achieved because of them.
Once close to him, say his charisma was quickly twisted into an ability to manipulate anyone who disagreed with his policies.
He had this electric personality which is so focused on power that of this very charming fellow, there was a terrible personality, a dragon perhaps, breaking out of such a shell. And
thousands of people are continuing to be forced into military service.
It's one of the most repressive and abusive governments in the world. There is no independent political opposition in the country. There's no space for independent civil society. Anyone who speaks out independently is liable to end up in prison for years, sometimes imprisoned under the sun for years at a time, actually in shipping containers in the city of Asmara.
We need to go for a sustainable political process that brings stability and guarantees development and brings a change in the quality of life for people here.
And some are captured. Despite escaping to Sudan,
I was trying to cross the border. When soldiers caught me, I was thrown into an underground prison cell, tortured for betraying my country, and fed only pieces of bread in the morning and at night. At times the cells were so crowded, we nearly suffocated. They only gave us medical help when we were close to death.
Cracked down on his opponents.
At some point it appeared we might go.
And estimates of the numbers killed range from 80,000 to 140,000 people. Compulsory military service. Eritrea, because of their faith.
We were forced to report only what the government wanted the people to see and hear. There was no analyzing, discussing or questioning.
Home is everything. Home is sweet. I've been driven out of my home by a dictatorial regime. I used 30 years of my life, my whole life, fighting and struggling for my country. For nothing. We were used. Now.